Hey, hot mama. Honey, let me tell you what I learned about bursting into hot flashes, going from happy to sad to anxious in the blink of an eye, and oh my God, the time I missed my period. Today, I'm sharing my top three telltale signs that you might be in perimenopause and how you can manage it. Let's talk a little bit about what menopause is. Think of menopause as puberty in reverse. Remember when you first started your period, you developed breasts and grew armpit and pubic hair, and you may have experienced some mood swings. You might have even given your parents major attitude. You gained weight and maybe even a little acne. Well, menopause is the same, only in reverse. It has three phases that extend over a period of time, and they are premenopause, which is where you still have your monthly cycle, you are carefree, and you're not giving a thought to menopause. Then there's perimenopause, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a second. This is the transitional phase between premenopause and postmenopause. Then you have postmenopause, which begins the absence of the menstrual cycle for a full 12 consecutive months. Now, menopause is the absence of a menstrual cycle for 12 months. And using this definition, menopause is technically just one day, because after your 1 year anniversary, you're postmenopausal. 45% of women don't even know the difference between perimenopause and menopause. Perimenopause spans from the first sign or symptom of menopause to the final cessation of the menstrual cycle. First, the level of progesterone in your body begins to drop. Low progesterone causes an imbalance in your estrogen. Follicle stimulating hormone, or FSH, controls the estrogen production. During perimenopause, FSH goes erratic, rising and falling like a roller coaster, causing inconsistent periods. This is the internal chaos that causes perimenopause to be so difficult to diagnose. You may know that for most women, natural perimenopause can start in the early 40s, but it can also begin as early as your mid-30s. Some women might be in this stage for a few months, while others may continue 10 years or more, and African American women are more likely to experience perimenopause for longer time frames. So, what if you're not sure whether you're in menopause, perimenopause or not? Well, there's a long list of perimenopausal symptoms, but three are undeniable. Each of them signal changes that interfere with your general sense of well-being, and they are menstrual cycle fluctuations, hot flashes, and mood swings. Each woman experiences perimenopause differently. So if you experience any of these symptoms, the very first thing you want to do is to see your primary care physician as soon as possible, because these symptoms present similarly in other diseases like thyroid disease, fibroids, depression, adrenal fatigue, or something else. And so it's best to rule these out to have some peace of mind. Next, you want to make an appointment with your gynecologist or a reputable menopause practitioner. Now, assuming that it is perimenopause, let's talk about the three signs one at a time. Menstrual cycle fluctuations, aka erratic periods. This is one of the first telltale signs of perimenopause. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of midlife babies? Yeah, it's a thing. And you can get pregnant during perimenopause. It's also possible to have a multiple birth. Because your periods are erratic, it's possible to ovulate twice in a month. That's what happens when a mother has fraternal twins. 2 eggs are fertilized by 2 sperm, resulting in fraternal twins. Ask me how I know. As long as you have a period within that 12-month time frame and you're sexually active with a man, you can get pregnant. The first time I missed my period, I thought I was pregnant. I was in my 50s. I was in a monogamous relationship, and I was also a grandmother. I sped to the nearest drugstore to get a test. You have no idea how happy I was when the result turned up negative. I was never caught off guard again. So, protect yourself and keep a journal, because all of your periods become further and further apart, and this can occur for years. If you go 12 months and the 12th month you have a period, you're still in perimenopause. So the cycle begins all over again. If you see anything abnormal, like heavy bleeding or bleeding with clotting, your periods last longer than normal, spotting after your period or after sex, your periods are closer and closer together, this is also a time to see your doctor, because it can be a sign of something more serious. The second telltale sign of perimenopause: hot flashes. Hot flashes are the searing sensation of profuse heat that envelops you, resulting in pouring sweat and clammy skin, followed by chills. They are the most iconic symptom of menopause or perimenopause. Hot flashes affect 80% of all perimenopausal women. The cause is unknown. They have an annoying habit of striking at any time without warning and can last anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. It doesn't matter whether you're in the middle of the most important presentation of your career or sitting alone reading a book. Hot flashes don't care. They're a force of nature and will be a part of your life for up to 10 years. Fortunately, there are ways to stop or at least mitigate the intensity of hot flashes. It all depends on whether you prefer a natural approach or medical intervention. If you want to go the natural route, here are a few suggestions. 1, dress in layers. Have something to take off when your internal furnace begins to rise. 2, carry a fan. When you feel a hot flash coming on, you just want immediate relief. So instead of sticking your head in the freezer, which does work by the way, keeping a fan in your purse, either manual or battery operated, works really well to discreetly fend off a flash. 3, cool your pulse. Running your hands, and specifically the pulse points on your wrist, under cold water provides relief. This will bring your temperature down quickly because blood vessels in that area are closer to the surface of the skin. And drink water. We lose water when we experience hot flashes and night sweats, so it's important to replenish that water loss. You may even experience more hot flashes if you're not hydrated. Make lifestyle modifications, including adding exercise to your daily regimen. Studies show that women who are overweight experience more hot flashes than women who are not. I can't say this enough. Moving is the key to the fountain of youth, and it is some of the best medicine that you can ever take. Keep a journal of what you eat. It would be wise to eliminate caffeine, alcohol, smoking, and spicy foods because they are known triggers for hot flashes. If you can't go cold turkey on them all at once, then gradually phase them out one at a time. Reduce the stressors in your life through meditation, yoga, prayer, massage, and relaxation techniques. Botanical and herbal products do help some women. It's best to seek out an herbalist or a naturopathic physician when considering combining these herbs, especially if you're taking other medications. That brings us to hormone replacement. Hormone replacement is a medical therapy that replaces the progesterone and estrogen women lose in perimenopause. There are 3 types of these hormone replacements, and they're natural, synthetic, or bioidenticals. Natural, or plant, animal, herb, or pharmaceutical products are made from either of these sources and are considered natural because they're found in nature. Premarin, for example, is considered natural because it's made from the urine of pregnant mares. Animal. Synthetic refers to how the product is manufactured and therefore can be synthesized from either natural or artificial sources. Bioidenticals have the same molecular structure of the hormones made in the body. Here's the important thing to know. There are too many variables to list here pertaining to the advantages and the risks of HRT. So if you are considering it, you absolutely want to consult your doctor or an experienced menopause practitioner to see if this is the right solution for you based on your individual health profile. The third telltale sign of perimenopause: mood swings. You may not notice these symptoms at first, but if you find yourself crying in your car on the side of the road, you may be perimenopausal. Declining estrogen levels can cause women undergoing perimenopause to experience a wide range of emotional changes, including irritability, feelings of sadness, lack of motivation, anxiety, panic attacks, aggressiveness, difficulty in concentrating, fatigue, depression, and tension. It's also fair to say that there may be other possible causes for this behavior as well. So here again, it's important to discuss these symptoms with your doctor so they can rule out any medical conditions or possibly refer you to a reputable therapist for a few sessions. What can you do about mood swings? A few things you can do today would be revamping your diet and incorporating exercise into your daily regimen. The fuel we put in our bodies and how we use our bodies affect our moods. You can't beat the positive endorphins that are released when you exercise. We're all bio-emotional beings. The fuel we put in our bodies and how we use our bodies affects our moods. Find a self-affirming practice. Again, yoga, mindfulness, meditation, rhythmic breathing, singing. Practice gratitude. When you're thinking about all the things you can be grateful for, you can't help but smile. Speaking of smiling, the adage, laughter is the best medicine, is so very true. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. These simple practices can do a lot to center and ground you in a state of well-being. Engage in a creative outlet or supportive community that fosters a sense of caring, achievement, and belonging. And surprise, Crazy Sexy Menopause is creating such a community. So there you have it. I didn't have guidance through this transition. So if that's been your experience, or you just want to know more, I hope this helps to demystify some of the natural changes that come with perimenopause. And I invite you to leave questions or suggestions for other topics in the comment section below. And remember, it's your life. Live it well.